And welcome to Touch Base Daily. My name is Ron Foster, touching base with you as I do every day. I try to. Now that I'm on the move, my journey, and so I am in Germany. Can you believe it? I'm in Germany. Oh my gosh! After an amazing 2 weeks almost in Paris. I'm sorry, in France. Why do I keep saying Paris when I mean France? And France, the country of France, did me well. I love France. And I have to tell you, yesterday had an opportunity to go to this place called Art Mont. I think it's Egmont or something like that, Egmont, which is a fortress and ramparts, as they call it, ramparts. And the rampart was built. You want to hear it? The rampart, the city was established in 100, I think it's 120 BC. One of the things I've learned, or I continue to learn about Europe, is that when your history is more than 1,000 years old, you realize that life is simply here today, gone tomorrow. What do I mean by that? Because when I'm talking to most of my friends here, they look at the world so differently because around them, 1 million people had just walked over, uh, maybe over 2,000 years have walked that path or touched that wall or stood in front of this edifice. It's a whole new, my perspective is changed. People ask, what are you learning? And I say, I want to start sharing more of what I'm learning in this experience. But before I do that, let me invite our Instagrammers in because they don't know we're here. They don't know we're here. And yes, I have to keep inviting them because like advertisements, it's like an advertisement. And then we're going to do our morning greetings. Well, for you guys, it's 4 o'clock in the afternoon, so it's not morning, not mornings, but nonetheless, we'll still be doing our greetings. And let's see here. Okay, I got my copy there. Going back into my, um, here we go. Let's get the Instagrammers up here. Let's get the Instagrammers in the building. And so it took me almost 10 hours to get here to Germany. What a journey, but it was not like Amtrak in America. It was so quiet. It was so calm. People just hop on, sit, they're quiet. So one man was on the phone, his phone rang, like it was across from me, and his phone rang, and everyone was like, and I was like, oh, dude is not faring well at the moment. The people all looked at him like, you do know where you are. And I was like, I'm not, that's why I didn't go live. I wanted to go live, but I was like, hell no. I was like, I will not be the one to disturb the peace. But that train moves so fast. I went from the bottom of France and got all the way up past Paris, then went to Brussels, and then from Brussels to Germany, and now I'm in Frankfurt. And I tell you, It is when I got off the train. Let me just say hello to folks first, and then I'll tell you my first instincts of being in Germany. This stay hang out with me, and if you're here for the first time, hit subscribe, and if you're here, make sure you hit the likes because that's how the algorithms work. That's how people know we are here. And it doesn't my picture doesn't look good on Instagram. It's like you don't get enough power from the hotel, I guess. Maybe that's what it is. I hope I look good under my YouTube. Like I'm under my StreamYard, right? The StreamYard looks good here. I don't know what I look like on Instagram. Let me see what I look like on Instagram because it's driving me crazy that I see it don't look too good. And you know, I know it's just Instagram, right? It's just Instagram. But I'm curious to see what I look like. Okay, let's see. Let's see what I look like on Instagram. Okay, it's a little grainy. It is. It's a little grainy on Instagram. Oh, Camille says, cute. It's a little grainy. It's not like it's not giving me like that 4K look. Guess I gotta step it up. It's your connection, Ron. It's a little pixelated. Okay, so it's the hotel. They have not given me best of internet. I wonder, I wonder, I shouldn't be tweaking. I should not be tweaking, right? I should not be tweaking while I'm online here, but I'm curious if I turn on my hotspot, will the picture be better? Let's see. Discoverable. Okay, let's see. Let me see if I can change that and make it look better. Let's see. We'll see. Here we go. There's my link. Oh, I'm back. Okay, so now I'm under. What does it look like to you guys? Is it much better? Does it look better? Let's see what it looks like on Instagram now. Does it look better now that I'm on my hotspot? Let's see what it looks like on Instagram now. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Oh, it's frozen now. Yes, it's frozen now. I guess I better go back to the hotel. It is much better. Okay, so I do look better. Okay. Okay, so thank you, Dr. Tachi. She's my tech guru. And so hopefully we look better now that I am on my hotspot. Okay, so let's say hello. First person in the building today. Guess the gold is our wonderful Dr. Tachi. Also, getting the silver today is Tanya. What's up, Tanya? She says, hello, friend. And she says, Dr. Tachi says, you look well. I've been sleeping less, but still look good. It's the food. It's the food. I'm telling you, the food. I feel so much better. And I'm eating good food. And I'm telling you, it makes a difference. And so the question of the day, how are you liking Germany? Well, I've only been in Germany. I got to Germany at 7:30. Then I waited for my Uber. Well, not my Uber, my Bolt, because we use Bolt in Europe. And so I will tell you, I was shocked. First of all, the train station is huge. I've never, I mean, I've been to a lot of train terminals. The terminal here is huge. It is so, it looks like you could fit an airplane inside the terminal, and it is huge, absolutely huge. When I tell you, when you go from one end to the other, it's like, holy moly! This terminal is big, and but and as soon as I got off the t- out the t- as I got off the train, and then I start looking at stores, and I start looking at um the places with the food, because I am about food. And so I'm looking about for the food, and and you know what I saw? Pretzels, like German real pretzels. And I was like, I need to buy some, but it was only one left. And I said, mm-mm, we're not going for the one. Tomorrow I'll be back. I'll be back tomorrow for pretzels, because you cannot come to Germany and not get hot, well, Frankfurters, pretzels, not coleslaw, sauerkraut, and what do they call it? Burschwitz or Berkwitz, like the sausage that wraps around. You, all the sausage in the world is in Germany. And I am going to be on a roll tomorrow. I cannot wait to get to the food. But what was a shocker? Camille said, Camilla said, I love the pretzels in Germany. I enjoyed a huge pretzel and a good beer in Frankfurt Airport several years ago. So, yes, so when I got off the train and I saw that one pretzel, it was huge. And I was like, oh my gosh, I want to eat that pretzel, but it's the last one. And Mama always said, don't eat the last one. So I'll get a fresh batch tomorrow. And but the shocker. Oh, let me say good morning to Classic. What's going on, Classic? Well, how you doing? Miss Cassandra is in the building. Bless, good day. Finally caught up to you live. Love the pics, shares of the journey. So, so back to my experience, my first experience in Germany besides the pretzel. So when I saw the pretzels, well, the pretzel, remember I said the pretzel, it was a shocker. I thought the French smoked. Holy, holy, holy cigarette smoking bandits are out there. It was so much. When you come out of the terminal, it everyone is smoking. I mean, to the left, to the right, coming at you, going around you, and people are puffing everywhere. And I said, wait a minute. I thought the French were bad, but the Germans, at least my first introduction to Germany, besides my pretzel, were the smokers. And the smokers were smoking. They were smoking. So then, I'm photographing, I'm taking pictures, but I gotta low key, because Frankfurt, Germany, is like old Bed-Stuy. It's like old South Bronx. It's like old Williamsburg. It's like old Bushwick. Y'all know where I'm going with this, right? Do y'all know where I'm going with this? I said, I have to put on my Brooklyn hood brain. I had to like, I was just in the south of France where everything was beautiful and everything was tranquil and everyone speaks with a beautiful French accent, which was very quiet and not Germany. Not Germany. I don't want to get in trouble, but Germany is rough and yes, this is the word. This is the word. It is it's beautiful it's beautiful and it's going to be great to photograph because it is so dirty and grimy and dirt on the streets and this was like Brooklyn. Camille says Germany, Frankfurt is ruggish. It is, I was in shock. I was like, okay, Brooklyn, 1970, 1980. I was just like, this is not good. I need to make sure I'm watching every bag, every I c I can't I was like, I'm not even taking out my camera. I'm just using I was like, this is kinda crazy. I was like, "The hell happened to Germany?" So then my car I didn't dare walk. I did not dare. My my hotel is out by car 6 minutes, 10 minutes from the terminal. So if I walked it, I could have probably walked it in about 20 minutes. Hell no. As they say, hell to the no. I was not going to walk these streets, not in the nighttime, because I mean, there were homeless people. There were people strung out on drugs. There was one man doing acrobats in front of me on the streets. I may have caught him on videotaping, but I was like, this is some serious. Now, y'all know I don't curse. I don't use colorful metaphors. But I tell you, I was left with nothing but colorful metaphors. What the hell is going on here? I was like, this is not what I thought. I need to get to the countryside. Maybe there is a redemption. But so then my car finally arrived. Took about 2 minutes. I was glad that my Bolt came in 2 minutes. The remote max was 3 minutes. And when he showed up in a beautiful Mercedes, I was like, wait a minute, these contrasts are the contrast is freaking me out. So the first 15 minutes in Germany was like, I felt like I was dropped. I was like someone took me and just dropped me into this scene. And my brain was like, wait a minute, the homeless people, the crazy people, the smoke everywhere. And then I get in the car and we're driving just a block. And I talked to my German, I talked, oh, I wanna hear something funny. My Bolt driver, He says, "How are you doing?" And I said, he goes, "Where are you from?" I said, "New York." I said, "Where are you from?" He goes, "I'm your enemy." He says, "I'm your enemy. I'm from Iran." I said, this this was the most eventful 15, 20 minutes into Germany that I've ever had in any country. He says, "I am your enemy." And and he started to laugh, and then he said, "No, no, 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 no." He goes, "Yes, I am from Iran, but I'm not your enemy." And I said, "No, you're not my enemy." And I gave him a high five, and I said, "You are not my enemy. The orange man is both of our enemies." And he started laughing. I said, "Do you speak English?" He goes, "Very." I said, "Well, the orange man, he is our enemy, not your, and he's surely not a good person for Americans." Tanya said, Tanya, okay, this is gonna happen again. This all that's happened. What's wrong with I can't get it. Hold on a second. It'll come up on this. It's gotta come up. Okay, it doesn't seem like this doesn't want to work. Come on, come on. What's wrong with my scroll? I'm telling you, something is wrong with StreamYard on this scroll. No, hi. Okay, I'm gonna change the comments. I can't I can't get my comments to work. I, something got stuck. Something got stuck. Well, now we're back. We're all back. Can you see me? Okay, so let me put up with Tanya. This is so funny. Um, Tanya says, where did it go? Where did my Tanya comment go? She said, there it is. You needed that pretzel. I needed that pretzel. I needed that pretzel. That pretzel would have been saved. It would have been my saving grace. The pretzel. So we get in the car. I get in the car and I get my luggage in the car. First, let me just go through some of your comments because before I go on. And it says, hi, hey, Christiner is in in the building. Says, "Hey, Ron. Hi, Ron. Good to see you. Live from Germany, y'all. I'm live from Germany." And it says, "Hey, Doc. Hey." Says the tragedy that let me tell you, this is the word though. It was raggedy. And when I saw those people, like this woman, I mean, no, this man, when he started doing acrobats, or what he was trying, he was kicking into the sky, and I said, "Oh, there's a mental illness problem here." I mean, there were so many people mentally ill walking around me. It was almost like a scene from the I know this is gonna sound bad. I can't help it, but it's gonna sound the way I gotta just say it the way it is. I felt like I was in a scene from The Walking Dead. Everyone was spun out on drugs. So we get in the car And then we drive just a block, and everyone is strung out on drugs. Everyone's like, I mean, it was a scene. So then I was like, well, how far is my hotel from here? Do I need to go into lockdown? I was like, what in the world have I gotten myself into? Christopher says, I used to live in Clinton Hills down the street from Fort Greene Project, so I know what you mean. Oh, Christopher, you used to live in Fort Greene? Oh, in Clinton Hill? Yes, we were neighbors. Oh, cool. So Bryson's in the building. Do we see Bryson's in the building? Yeah, we said, hey, Bryson. Bryson says, what's up, Ron? And for those that are late, we're talking about experience here in Germany. And it was interesting. Hold on, I'm back. Sorry about that. This little linky thing is going a little crazy here. Okay. So um I wanted to uh, everything's acting crazy right here. So anyway, so um I saw those adults. I used to when I was raised as a kid, I used to live down the block from the methadone center was 3 blocks from my house. The street all of the people that were addicted to drugs that got were mostly heroin, and they got hooked on the drugs from being in Vietnam. And I often say, and I remember one of my family members was in the military and came to Germany, and that's when he got hooked on drugs. So Germany's been known for decades for their drugs, which it reminded me, but I never thought I was going to see it right here in Frankfurt. I'm telling you, everywhere I looked, there were people strung out on drugs. I was like, oh, Ron, you got to go into lockdown. Everything's going in the safe. Everything is going into the safe. It's not, I'm not, I'm not having anything out. Everything must go into the safe. And but yeah, uh, Tanya said acrobats. Yes, the g- the person in front of me was doing acrobats or attempting to, but he was strung out. He was in another planet. And then you had then this guy was kicking the garbage can next to me. And I was like, okay, hold down, be ready to fight. Get ready to fight. This is an alert moment. And then he walked away. Then this woman walked by and she was just talking to herself and she was just like zoned out. But when I saw all of the people that were on drugs, I was like, this was a shocker. This was an experience. I was only here for 30 minutes and I got like a whole lot. But visually, as a photographer, it was quite stimulating because there's a lot to photograph here. I'm not taking out the big guns, I tell you that. But I'm taking out my little camera, my little street camera, and I will photograph because there's a lot to photograph. This is humanity at its crossroads. People are in the crossroads. And so I will be taking lots of photos. Classic says, run, run. What? Run, run, run. Oh, this is too funny. I love your comments. Classic says, too funny. At least he had a sense of humor. My caveat. Christine says, apparently they have the Teddy Rally Wi-Fi. Oh, you will. Yeah, this is not the Wi-Fi. My hotel's, I'm using my hotspot because the hotel doesn't have a strong Wi-Fi. See here. Okay, so the image looks better, which is good. Ron, you disappear. Hey, Lisa's in the building. What's going on, Lisa? She said, let's all dance that the Ice Queen has been fired. Oh, yes. Can we talk about that for a moment? Um, the Ice Queen is gone. She is fired. The dog killer is fired. The the goat killer is fired. Yeah, now they should have known she was crazy from the get-go. What was that dog's name? What was her dog's name? I forgot that dog's name, but she killed her dog. She killed her dog. And the senator pressed her on it. He said, I'm a farmer, and you didn't do your due diligence. You did not train your dog. But instead of taking time to train your dog, you killed your dog. That hearing, did y'all see the hearing? Did y'all see that hearing? Man, she was a disgrace. You couldn't even think she was a governor. That woman was a governor. Can you believe it? That the rest of the world is looking at us and saying, this country is whack. America, we thought America was smart, intelligent, all of these things. And America is the worst of the worst is in leadership, the worst of the worst. She was a governor, y'all. She was a governor. And she killed her dog. She just could have put it in a shelter, but she chose to kill her dog. Unalive. Sorry, unalive. We gotta say unalive. Oh, yes, right. You gotta watch out for the words. Lisa, not really. They just shuffled her to another position. And also, Christy said, Christy dumbass is fired. Oh God, it had you mind twisted like a pretzel. Yes, it did. Oh yikes, Ron cracks me up, Christianer instead of Kristen R. Kristen R. Kristen R. Well, Chris R has another account. But this is Christianer. I think this is Chris. This is not Chris. This is not our Chris R. Is it? Is this also you, Chris R? I'm sorry if it is. Um, is Chris R? Is it really Chris R? It's Chris R. That's the first letter in my last name. Duh. It is Chris. It's my Chris R. Hey, Chris. I thought it was another person. Lisa said, I know that's why I'm laughing. God, look. Good Lord. I know. Sometimes I'm a little slow. What can I say? Bryson says, so I'll go. Good news. Ice Barbie, aka Chrissy Nome, is fired. Yes, that's the trend of the day. It came out in the New York Times, and I was like, yes, she's gone. What was someone? Did someone tell me her dog's name? Did anyone know the dog's name? It was such a cute name. Her dog, Ice. I mean, oh, I almost came to me just a moment ago. I lost. IG didn't tell me you were on until just now. Well, I just sent out. I put out. I did my. I try to do it a half hour before popping on, so that way I can get the notifications out. which it looks like it did because a lot of you are here. And he says, yes, apparently she's going to be the new envoy for, no. So they're going to still keep her in the important position. That's a shame. These are horrible people. These are all horrible people. Oh, Tanya says, Ron, you have to keep notes. Words to describe your daily experiences. Crossroads is deep. The folks are in the crossroads. I'm telling you, crossroads. Chris R. I don't think Ron knows the Teddy Rally metaphor. I probably don't. What is the Teddy Rally metaphor? Classic says, oh my God, what? And it is TR Wi Fi. Lisa, yay, girl. That went over his head. A lot of things go over my head. So, um, yeah, Camila says, Governor of South Dakota, Governor of South Dakota, shaking my head. Lisa, no trouble. Don't start any trouble today. Chris R. I'm not the same Christian. I'm not the same Kristen Earth. That's a different person. You have two of us. I'm telling you, y'all confusing me. And Bryson says, but her karma is coming out real fast. But I hope the day that the Democrats are too weak. The Democrats are not going to do what they need to do. If they do take power, they're just weak. I'm sorry. I know people who say, Ron, don't talk about the Democrats. I'm an independent, so I can talk about the Democrats and the Republicans. The Republicans are absolutely horrible. They're just horrible to the core. But the Democrats are just weak. They just need backbone. They need to be just as ruthless as the Republicans, but for good. For good. Chris says, she said, I'm an independent as well. Yeah. Uh, we all need press. Tanya. Oh, yes. I cannot wait to get my first pretzel tomorrow. I wanted to walk the streets this evening, but it was too dangerous. So I said, so, so I said, I will not go into these streets at night. No way. It needs to be two or three of us together. Chris says the Dems are spineless jellyfish. And stay blessed, Unc. I see. Okay, stay blessed, Unc. Hey, what? HTRPD. What's going on? And oh, can we talk about Jasmine Crockett? This is our Trend Watch Thursday, and we have some time. Jasmine Crockett needs to take over everything, and she needs to find a couple more sisters that handle business. Now, if I may make a statement about Jasmine's race, and this is, I've heard the reports, several reports. Yes, the Dallas problem happened, right? The Dallas part happened. But they also shared people that were in to the campaigns, and this came from the Black community. Jasmine did not do her due diligence. Jasmine did not do her due diligence. She did not call on the rest of the Black caucus in Houston and Dallas. She did not put her work out there, like the messaging. She didn't go door to door and call people and showed up and brought people. She did The people that wanted to vote for her did not get the information. So it was her campaign, once they understood that people did not have the same voting places to vote at. She and her campaign and her headquarters should have worked hard to get that news out there. Jasmine did not do what she was supposed to do. And I was so sad to hear that. I know she did a lot of online. She did a major outreach to younger people, like through social media, but old people vote, and you need to there was no ground game for the older people, 40 and over, 50 and over, 60 and over, 70 and over. There was no ground game. They were missing in action. They did not reach out to the older people. And so the older people end up voting for the guy. I was so sad to hear that. I thought Jasmine was gonna have a strong campaign, and she did not have a strong and you know I love Jasmine. I love her. I love her. But once I heard the the research and the numbers and the ground game, her campaign people, there was not they didn't even do enough media coverage. I mean, you know, just that it just broke my heart because I really wanted her to win. Really wanted her to win. She says to me, they are all starting to look at the same. I was disappointed to hear that Jasmine and Hakeem take money from APAC again. Yeah. Hakeem, Hakeem was my congressman, and I'm like Hakeem, you gotta move to the side. I don't want anyone that takes money from APAC. I want all new people. I want people that are not the old Democratic guard. I want new, fresh people that are like progressive, that want the best for this country and not afraid to talk about it. You cannot be Republican light, LITE. You have to be a Democrat and say, we are for the people. Like, I, I mean, you heard some of the news about the people stuck in Dubai, there's people that are stuck in Doha and can't get home. Where's the government? Now they said that the Americans are home, but last I heard, there was still Americans still in the Middle East and can't get out. But where are the Democrats? Aren't the Democrats? Can't they use money from their funding to send planes over like the Europeans did? The French, the Germans, the British, all paid for chartered planes to get their people out of the Middle East. And the Americans, not so. It's like what's her name said this morning today, Amin. She goes, that says it all about America. The British, everyone went for their people to get them out of the Middle East. And the Americans just sends out an announcement, get out the best way you can on your own dime. That's why mm, I'm in a public arena, so I gotta be cautious. I need to get back to them. I need to be able to get back to America. I have loved ones in America. But you know what I'm saying? You just Why is I don't understand. And guys, I'm telling you, the moment you get out of America and get to a place, I don't know what Germany's like outside of these walls, but I'm telling you, our country is broken. Our country is broken that you don't care about people, you don't care about your citizens. Do you know how much this war is costing per day? The numbers, someone did the numbers, the math yet early, I think it was early today, because I'm ahead of you guys. $1 billion a day. $1 billion a day. Do you know how many people can be fed? And this war was not necessary. We weren't being attacked by Iran. And like I said, we all know the people in charge of Iran were not good people, but they weren't attacking us. You know what you could do at $1 billion a day? But yet you don't have money for healthcare? You want to destroy healthcare? You don't want your citizens to have dental care, social security. You don't want your people to have the best, at least the bare minimum. And you spend $1 billion on a war that is so unnecessary. Oh man, it's just horrible. Yeah, I see you guys are talking about the voting part. Yeah. Um, yeah, they did marry. Yeah. She should have moved into the district that they gerrymandered her out of instead of letting her pastor take that seat because no, because now she's out. Yeah, sad. She'll be back though. She'll be back. The United States said that they are on their own, but Qatar and Dubai are trying to help. It's on their own expense. The America's getting out. Yep, it's horrible. Brother, it's going to be all right. Hit this. Okay, moving right along. We've lost over 1,000 soldiers, but they are not telling us. No, well, I don't know about the soldiers, but there are 1,000 people on the Iranian side that have died. 1,000 people, mainly children, this has Israel all over it. They're the only ones killing children and women and children like they did in Gaza. Um, oh, yeah, so that's the trending news right now. Classic C says, what has been your favorite location so far? Reasons. Oh, for traveling? Y'all, can I tell you? Now, I've always told you that Paris is one of my favorite places in the world to visit. I love Paris, and I still do love Paris. But the south of France is like they said in the movies, this like they said in the books. The south of France is, I have to say, it's now my favorite place to visit. And it's so much so that when I come back home from Namibia, I am going to get one more round of being in the south of France. I need more time. I need like 2 more weeks. And now that I have friends and well, I have a new family in the south of France, I have a new family because my buddy, her husband's family adopted me into their family. So now I have places to stay and people to see and food to eat. One of the brother-in-laws invited us to lunch yesterday, and he's a chef, and he made the meanest, yeah, you know I love you know you guys know how much I love pizza. I can have pizza every day, all day. My doctor doesn't like when I eat pizza in America. So I'm pulling out my European card. This man made some pizza that blew I don't know if there's a pizza that I've had that's better. It was ham and mozzarella with a little bit of some I think truffle sauce, truffle oil or something, and it was so juicy. It had olives on it too, and it was so I had never had a pizza so well, I've had juicy pizzas, but not this kind of juicy. Juicy, the pizza was so juicy and the crust was so spongy, like, the texture, I felt like I was this this chef kicked my butt with some good pizza, and then he was like, "Oh, round 2." I was like, "Round 2?" I was like having a I was like, "Round 2?" And then he comes out with this avocado tomatoes, and mushrooms, and some other veggies all mixed together with these incredible flavors. And then you put it on the white rice. Just when you thought you couldn't eat anymore, anything else, he comes out with more food. And then to top it off, he had strawberries. Now, I know a lot of us don't like strawberries because of all the parasites and all the stuff that you see on YouTube and Instagram and Facebook. These were the cleanest and the freshest strawberries I've had. And let me tell you about the strawberries. So he put the strawberries, like he had lots of strawberries, and there was, if anyone knows this recipe, please shout it out to and let me know you know of it. He took the strawberries and then he put mint, and it was mint, and was it ginger? It was like it was mint and something else, and created this like a little bit of honey, and it was the strawberries were divine. We left out of that place, I mean, his house, his home, which he built from scratch. This man is not only a chef, but he's an incredible interior designer. So you know we had to talk. He built his own pool. I was like, dude, do you I'm an interior designer. So I said, "Do you know how hard?" Well, obviously he knew because he did it. I said, "It is so hard to p to build a pool." Pools are one of the most difficult things to do in your backyard is to build a pool. And he dug out his own backyard, plumbed it, lined it, leveled it, inclined it, and then put these beautiful tiles down. Wait till I show you the pictures, guys. I mean, he blew my mind. I was like, "You cannot you're not just a chef, but you're an amazing designer." I had the time. So, classic, to answer your question, what has been your favorite location so far? Montpellier, 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 Montpellier. So I love that place. And my buddy Adam, he hooked me up the day before yesterday. I mean, he drove me. I said, "Can I help with the gas? Can I help with anything?" He said, "No, no. You're my guest in my town, in my city, in my world." And I had the time of my life. Adam, I told his mother, I said to his mother, because his sister is beautiful and she wants to be like a Dr. Tachi. So I talked about Dr. Tachi to her. So I think at some point she's going to reach out. I'm not sure when she's going to reach out, but she does have your information. And the, their mother raised the most beautiful young people. Adam is probably now, I won't say his name, age, but he's a young man, and his sister is in college, and they are they. This is the other thing. This is something that is noticeable, and Dr. Tachi can vouch for this probably, and those that travel can vouch for this. Young people here in Europe, and I know in Nigeria, and I know in Ghana because I've experienced it, and I know in South Africa because I've experienced it. Their maturity level is much older than the maturity level of the same age group in America. I don't know if that makes sense. They are they experience much more adult life, but yet they still have this youngness about them, but yet they're young with a certain level of wisdom. I don't know if that makes sense. I don't know if I'm explaining it correctly, and that, like Adam is so wise. And we were talking about his faith, because in Islam, we were talking about fasting, we were talking about Ramadan, we were talking about life, um, racism. We were talking about so many subjects, and we just kept talking. Eh, I mean, it was really like having. It was. I would if I didn't know how young he was and how young he looks and how young he is, I would have thought he was like 35, 40 years old, maybe 45. He really had the maturity. And I don't know what that is, but I know that it happens a lot outside of America. Now, there's some mature people in America, don't get me wrong, but there are, as a collective of society, there seems to be a little bit more maturity. Just my experience, just by my experience. But Montpellier is my favorite place now. I have to tell you, it is my favorite place. Let me see what else you guys are saying. What other questions here? I love questions. I love the questions. Um, okay, there we go. Right, the international news has the right number. Um, Lisa says, right, the international news has the right numbers. They are telling us only six have died so far. That doesn't even make sense with all this bombing going on. And also, I've been since I'm here. I look at Al Jazeera all the time. So on my laptop is Al Jazeera, and so I'm getting a lot of information that I don't think you're getting in the United States. Classic Jim says you would think they would want us healthy to work for them. On the other hand, we still need to be healthy to build our communities. No, they like when you're sick because you make money for this. Everyone's making money off the average American. We're just guinea pigs. We're just hamsters on a wheel. No one cares about us as humans. Outside of America is definitely different. Lisa says, Ron, do you think we have only lost six soldiers? Seriously? I don't know. America hasn't released the numbers other than the four, or now six that they've mentioned. We don't have boots on the ground. So that also contributes to not having high numbers. We don't have boots on the ground that we know of. Let me say that because Al Jazeera, they did mention that there were boots on the ground for special purposes. I do believe I heard that on Al Jazeera yesterday. So there could be more people. We just don't know about it. Lisa says, no, it's my favorite. No, no, it's my favorite. What, you've been there before? You've been there? Bryson said, you can't travel nowhere from across and around the globe. You're going to have to hold your vacations until he's out of your office. No, that is a lie. I know there's a couple of people out there saying the world is not safe, the world is not safe, the world is not safe. The chicken was it Chicken Little, where is it? The sky is falling. Let me tell you, when I was in France, which I was just there this morning and been there for the last 2 weeks, no one is thinking about America. No one is thinking about the Middle East. Most people here are like so glad that their leadership is saying no to America. So there's no reason for Iran to hurt people here in France or Spain or any of these places. Now, the Middle East is a dangerous place. You don't want to be traveling to the Middle East. Like people that are going to Egypt, don't go. The Middle East is off limits. However, this may be a good time to go to Africa. Like, did you know my Namibia is one of 10 safest believed places to be now on Earth in case the world falls apart, like really falls apart. Namibia is considered the place that is going to be untouched. I mean, it'll be touched on some level, but there's still safe places on the planet to go to. There still are. And so I saw this footage on in my Instagram account, and I'm always going to remind Black people. I'm going to always remind Black people we are safer out of America than we are in America. There's not been one day that I worried about someone assaulting me verbally abusing me, pulling me off to the side and worry about ice. I can get in a car and drive around and not worried about being pulled over and dying because I got pulled over. I don't have to worry about going to the supermarket and getting shot down. I don't have to worry about going to, if, obviously I don't have any people in school. America is a dangerous place. And it's not even just dangerous to Black people these days. America is a dangerous place. People are missing. Have you been watching the news? This one gentleman he's calculated how 10, 10 people over the last, did he say 20? Was it 10 or 20? I think it was 10. 10 people over the last 10 weeks have been lynched in America. Yet they keep saying it was suicide, it was self harm. But when they do the autopsies, it was an old fashioned lynching. For people of color, for people that look like me, America has never been safe for us. We get away, we find our little safe spots. We find our safe places among ourselves. There's no country in the world where you go to school and there's a shooting. You go on a train and there's shootings every day. Every day in America, there's people dying of gunshot wounds. America is a war zone. It's more dangerous than any place on earth, unless that place is in a war zone, like a real war zone. Like I'm sure the Middle East is not a good place to hang out. So, so when my family's been reaching out to me. Are you okay? Are you safe? I go, Auntie, I am more safe here than anywhere in America. Anywhere in America, even safer than being in New York. I'm safer here. Well, I don't know about Germany, but I don't know about Frankfurt exactly. So maybe I'll put an asterisk by Frankfurt. But at least in France, I can say I was safer than any place on earth. Oh, I had to put a clause on that one. Let's see what else you guys are saying. Uh, says here, I'll take the eldest nephew. Yeah, are y'all talking about Adam? Were you talking about Adam? Adam is a good-looking guy. He is a good chap. His family is beautiful. They're all beautiful. They're Moroccan descent. And let's see here. I really want to visit the south of France. Oh, Dr. Tachi says she wants to. Oh, one second. Let's see. Hold on. It'll come up. Dr. Tachi says, I really want to visit the south of France and Monaco at the same time. You have to do it. It's worth it. And the train ride is not expensive. You do a couple of days in Paris, you get on the train, and you just head on down. It's 3 hours, and it's a bullet train, and it's so comfortable. You don't even realize you're on a train. It's just feel like you're on a plane because it's so. Well, it's better than a plane and a train in America. I mean, is so smooth. The trains are so smooth. Yeah, you can easily do that. Um, Lisa says, probably because Adam is cute. And Adam he's a handsome young man. Uh, you're good. Okay, American pizza could never welcome to our family. Oh, there's Adam. Adam, they're talking about you. Welcome to our family. See, I told you. Adam is the man. I love Adam pieces. And, Chris, what is Chris saying? Chris says, "Truffles, anything is divine." Let me try that truffle oil. Ooh, Lord, that was some pizza. Um, I've never heard pizza described as juicy, but I'll accept it. And Chris says, foodgasm. Yes, I was having a foodgasm. Man, the food in France is just man. But I'm coming back. I told Adam I will have to come back. So round two, Adam. If you're in the building still, round two. Um, you are a foodie. Yes, I am. I am a foodie. Lisa said, is he single? I'm not going to answer for that. I'm not going to answer that question for him. And but he's a great. I think he'd be a great catch to any person that he yields and say, I want to be with. He is such a gentleman. Um, Tanya says, perhaps a brother, cousin, great uncle. There we go. Now I'm with it. His whole family's beautiful. I'll take the eldest nephew. Oh God, Lisa said, make this pizza with arugula, burrata, and drizzle of truffle oil. Amazing. Oh, I love a good pizza. And Camilla says, a certain type. Let me see if I can get that there. Okay, hold on. Here we go. There we go. She said, a certain type of maturity and wonder and aspect of thinking outside the box rather than inside the box with genuine. I love the people. I love the people. And Tanya says, come through international network. And I see here, Tanya, this is real. She says, they still have wonder in their hearts. Well, the average European travels. Think about that. The average European person starts traveling when they're young. So they're getting exposure to culture, languages, other people, customs. They're seeing so much from a young age. Most Americans, unfortunately, like my mom, I had to tease my mom. My mom could not tell you what was 5 blocks from our house. She wasn't an adventurer. Most Americans don't adventure, they don't venture out. And I think that's part of our problem. Camila says American news is whitewash. Yes, the news you see is not worth it. Don't look at ABC News, don't look at CBS, don't look at NBC. Go to Al Jazeera, go to BBC, go to the French stations. Since I'm learning French, I've been focusing on the French news so I can learn French better. That's been one of my lessons. The US is more dangerous, to be honest. It is. People act like America is so safe. America is a dangerous place. Camilla says, I don't care. I'm going to continue traveling. I've had to reroute my airfare to Singapore and was it Mauritius? But I'm still going. Honesty, Honestly, it sounds like Revelations. Um, yes, advocacy. I agree. Advocacy says, love how Spain says no to host U.S. based, and then so the orange man got so upset, but act like a thug. We don't need a permission. Well, hello, you do need permission to land on in someone's country. What are you gonna do? Land without permission? This guy is a criminal on steroids. Classic says Africa. My ticket is booked, baby. I'm out. Camilla says, and Camilla travels. Now, if y'all want to know someone that travels and a woman, Camilla is a traveler. She says the 3 months that I spent in Australia, Tasmania, and New Zealand, and in the South Pacific, same feeling. Um, Lisa says, I'm going to meet up in the SOF to go south of France to go brook jumping. And if you didn't see me brook jump, you missed a treat. That was an experience. Adam put that little stone there and got me ready and said, let's go. I said, thank you, Adam. Wow. Jumped. Um, take notes. Yeah, take notes. France and Africa. France and Africa. Let me tell you, I cannot wait to get to Namibia to share really a whole lot of stuff with you guys. Here's something that I we went to the place. Oh gosh, I can't say it the way it is. In the south of it's east of Mont Pelier. Mont Pelier. One of these days I'm gonna get it right. But along the coastline is known for horses and flamingos. And in this one town, it's bulls. So bulls, flamingos, and white horses. But they have a lot of white horses in the south of France. Did y'all see the photos that I took of the white horses? That was just a couple of horses. But as you travel all throughout, I kept seeing white horses. I was like, what's up with the white horses? There were brown ones. There were some black ones, but there were a whole lot of white horses. Yeah, I have to do more research. We do know that horses came to America because of Spain. Spain is the country that brought horses to America. Before the Spanish, there were no horses in America. So now I'm curious, and the reason why I say Spain is because Montpellier, I'll get it right. That area at one time belonged to the Spanish, and then the Spanish gained it from the French. So the French gained it from the Spanish. So it was the Romans, then it was the Spanish, and then it's French. That land has been switched over by many people have lived in those territories. And that's why it's so dynamic. The history is so dynamic. The south of France, Nice, and all the others, there's so much. And then you have the influence of the Moors. It is one of the most fascinating places in Europe. Just saying. Um, are we almost done? Let's see here. Taking Amtrak in the US, you may as well be traveling. Don't talk about Amtrak. I love me some Amtrak. Classic says, did you like or did anything stand out in Portugal? Another amazing country all around. The people, the foods. Lisbon is amazing, but Porto, Portugal, everyone should go. If you're in Lisbon, you have to go and take the train. Again, take the train. 3 hours is worth it. Go up to Porto, stay for 2 days or three or four, and enjoy. Porto, Portugal is absolutely beautiful. And there is the same thing. It's because it's old. It's old. It's I just love it. My trip, I can't believe I'm doing this. I'm doing this. Um oh no, the chef is not single. The chef has a partner and a beautiful daughter. Chris, Chris says I got first dibs on the chef. You guys are bad. Kimmy Kim is in the building. What's up, Kimmy Kim? She's in the building. If you're in the building, make sure you hit the like. Make sure you hit the like. Um, Chris Chris R says the Brook jump was epic. And the Big Stack 357 says everyone seems to forget about the Moors civilizing Europe. Yes, the Moors a lot, especially in Portugal, Spain, and the south of France, all have major influences from the Moors. And I did not, I knew about the architecture, I knew about design, I knew about inventions, and I knew about bathing. Those are the basic things. However, I learned on this trip that the Moors influence medicine. Who knew? I didn't know. I forgot. Maybe I missed that when I was reading it, the information. But the Moors influence the south of France and Spanish medicine. A lot of medical techniques that are used today came from the Moors. I need to dig into that one. I need to know more about it. But I learned that. I was like, it said medicine, architecture. And I think something else that was listed when I was reading the contributions of the Moors. Chris R. Lisa says, Chris R. Okay, we'll invite, well we invited over for dinner. Lisa says also, you should do a little traveler's journal for each country, and then later you can publish them with more of your photos inside. Go ahead, you can keep that idea for free. I won't charge you. Lisa, that is a good idea. And I tell you why. And you probably see in the way I'm putting some of these stories together. I'm adding little clips of information with them in these my stories or my reels because I'm learning what this is doing for me is really helping me to get back to my first love is history. And so when I was in the south of France, I also was doing a lot of reading so I could know what I'm talking about. So I wanted to read, I didn't want to come on here and say, how's this? How's that? No, I wanted to give you guys information. And And I thought, I mean, it's really fascinating. The the south of France has such incredible history. It is worth taking time to learn it. And what I'm doing, I'm looking for up something for, let me see here. Here's my Chrome. And let me put this in here. I wanted to show you something. I wanted to just tell you something. And it comes under my show. So being in a place that is has architecture that's more than 1,000 years old, for me, it's still mind blowing to me that when you touch that wall, like when you walk up, and I want to close on this. When you walk over to the wall or touch the building's exterior, or you go into this church, like this one church was there. They said the church was older than the ramparts that surrounded it, where I was yesterday. And the ramparts in that area was as old as 120 BC. So that's 120 years before Christ, when you talk about timelines, BC. And when your brain wraps around how many people touched that building, how much did that building see the wars, the arrows being shot at it, the cannons, and all of the stuff that was happening to protect the people in that rampart? Or you go down to just you know, you know, Mount Pepper, Pepperly, and you go there and you see all these old structures. It really is humbling and I guess the word would be, is it sobering? It makes you it makes you realize how small, in a good way, we are, that life comes and go. And when you look at it over 1,000 years, America is only 249 plus years. Hopefully, we'll make it to 250. Think about that. America is only going to be 250 years old. And then when you're in the south of France, you're walking down streets that are more than 1,000 years old. And then your brain starts to say, how many people walked these streets over 1,000 years? And then you look at an aqueduct that was there for almost 2,000 years. And then you look at another area and you say, this place is 150, and you just keep doing these calculations in your brain. And it makes you realize we are, we're nothing but like sand, dust of sand. We're here today and gone tomorrow, and history will move right on. So my challenge to you, don't laugh at me, Lisa, on Mount Pepin. Mount, I don't know why I can't get this name right. We'll get it right. Sometimes I get it, sometimes I don't. It depends on what day it is. But what's my last word for you guys on today's, here we are today. This is why you have to get out into the world. We're just like specks of dust in time. When you think about the history of mankind, but the Ice Age was 10,000 years ago, the evolution of mankind, and some of the places that we get to walk, people walked 1,000, 2,000 years ago. Everything we do is so precious. And yet, it's here today and gone tomorrow. So get out there and do something. Don't be afraid to, even, yes, we're in technically wartime, but there's a lot of beautiful places to go visit. There's a lot of beautiful people to go see. There's a lot of new friends to be met. When I started this trip, it's been now 3 weeks. 3 weeks ago, I had my regular friends. 3 weeks later, my friendship circle has increased. My family circle has increased. I got to meet Adam's father. That was really cool. Meet the people that his father was raised with, and they embraced me, and we had a great conversations. What little French I knew and what little English they knew. Adam was our interpreter. Guys, there's a big world out here. Don't limit yourself. Don't limit yourself to your neighborhood or your city or your state or even your country. There's a whole world out here. There are new friends to be found. There are new families to be a part of. There are new experiences to be had. And you can have it if you step out of your comfort zone and make it happen. I've been washing my clothes at the house in different houses I've been, or sometimes, like, for instance, um, one week, last week, I forgot to wash my underwear. I had they all piling up, so I had to wash them. I have like my what my lavender soap, and I went through and washed all my underwear, hung them up in the bathroom and around the hotel room while I was out into the streets. Because I gotta make sure that you gotta make sure you have a fresh pair of underwear. And also another on this thought is I try to wear tech gear so it dries faster. So if it's cotton, you can't dry it fast. So all my clothing is tech gear, some cotton, some others, but tech gear. So I can wash this. I can go in the sink tonight and wash this and it'll be ready for tomorrow. Oh my God, I'm going to figure out how to meet you in Namibia. Tanya, hey, I'll be there for 3 months. Lisa says, well, I may be there for only 2 months because now I have to now go back to the south of France. I gotta make some adjustments. I gotta go back to see Adam and his family and Vivian and all of them. I gotta see them before I come back to go back to America. Also, in your traveler's journey, you can keep track of your proficiencies in French. Like, here's what I know today in French. And then as the days wane, you will be able to write and share more. You got some good ideas, young lady. Classic says, nothing wrong with hand wash. Look, that's how we did it in the old days. Wash, put that sink with some soap, give it a little nice scrubbing, wash that baby, rinse it out, then drain it, and then put the clear water in, and then rinse again, and you are fresh. Just saying. Tanya says, "Thank you, Ron." Yeah, check out my the last two stories and reels I put onto a nomadic photographer. So check that out. And while I'm doing that, I can do my banners again. I'm up to par here. Let's do that real quick. And if you are here for the first time, make sure. Let me just, oh, hold on a second. This this is a little. Let me pop this off. Let me get this right. There we go. Let me take that off. Okay, now she's responding. She is going to respond. So, if you're part of this community or you're new here, make sure you join our YouTube community. We will have photography there. We have postings, conversations. Some of y'all do it. More of you should be a part of the community. Also, I am, oh, sorry, join my email list by going to RonLouis Photos. I still will be working when I come home in July or somewhere around that time. I will be working. So if you want to get projects on my calendar, I will be in the United States from July to September, October, and then I'm back on the road again. So you got 4 months to hire me. And on that note of hire, I am an event photographer. I photograph events. So if you have events during the summer that you want to have photographed, let me know. I will be in the States to work. And also, thank you to our Patreon members. You make all of this possible. So, again, thank you, Patreon members. And I am going to do a photo dump probably next week for the Patreon community because I need to do something really special for the Patreon community. Also, last but not least, here we go. There we go. And it should come up. There we go. Join my YouTube channel, which is where you are here today. Hit the likes if you when you show up all the time, and make sure you hit subscribe. We went long today, but that's okay. We had a good time. We had a good time together. And it's all about you. It's all about us. Never about me. Okay? So let's do this together. Hey, Brian Young is in the building. What's up, Mr. Creative? I see you. Classic says, such good tips and information on traveling and travels today. Lisa says, good talk today. I'm glad I caught you. Have a great evening, everyone on the chat. Yes, it is my bedtime here. It is 11:40 right now. I'm going to go take a shower and then go to bed. Tanya says, you too, Lisa. And I see here the Big Stacks says, are you doing the film festival this year? I wasn't supposed to, but it looks like I will be. I've been requested. I've been summoned. But I probably will be there. So I will be doing it looks like I will be doing the film festival in August. Dr. Taji said this was great. And Kimmy Kim says, have a great night. And yes, it has been. You don't reach back. I'm not gonna. I'm not. I ain't gonna hate you. Nope. You better call me. I'm not calling you. You better call me, Brian Young. It's been too long, brother. Yes, it has been. Okay. Thank you again for joining me. And I'm going to get out in these German streets tomorrow. Let's see what we discover. And I'll bring it back to you tomorrow evening or tomorrow, 11 o'clock, your morning. I'll see you in the morning, but my day will have been already past. So I'll see you guys in your morning in the East Coast in New York, and I will be in the evening here. Okay? Love you all, and I'll see ya until.